is up with the squad. It's your favorite on team with Uncle Tendencies in the building with Rob, the man media.
Yes,
Y'all know what it
yo,
is. Hot Take Wednesday. What's up, Rob?
man, what's happening? What's happening? Hot take Wednesday. We here. We in the building. Y'all know what time it is, man. We gonna get them the hot takes. But y'all give us some hot takes too up in the chat. Let us know that y'all in this thing. Let us know.
Let us know. And let Rob know now. Don't y'all ain't gotta message me after. Let Rob know now. Y'all
Let me know. Yeah.
his takes be getting on y'all nerves. Let him know now so he can address them. Rob, hey, some of the stuff you be saying, they be like, man, what is he talking about, Auntie?
Hey,
Janae, what's
listen.
happening?
They be like, what he talking about? And then they see it. They be like, oh, damn, he was right. Damn, I should have.
So, some of these takes, man, they be ready to come up here and talk to you about them. We gonna have to figure out a way to let them come talk one time, couple times.
They come up here and talk. You know me, man. I ain't afraid of that. You know how that go. But listen, when I'm giving this hot take, is because I'm giving it to you from a coach's standpoint of how things really go. And so some of y'all might not see that take. And then when you actually sit back and go back and rewatch that game, you be like, oh damn, he was. That what he seen. Now I know what he's talking about. Because when I first said you're not paying attention, like you don't look at the game how I watch the game, right? I watch it from a coach's lens first. Right when I first watch it, I just watch it as a fan, and I go back and I watch it as, man, if I'm a coach and I'm in this position, what am I gonna do? Right? That's how my view. That's how I view the game. So a lot of times, it's gonna be hot. That's what it's called hot takes for. We gonna come with them hot takes. You might not like it, but when you go back and watch it, you're gonna be like, damn.
And we gonna figure out a way to get y'all involved. Coming up here talking. I see y'all in the chat. Denise, Oliver, Velez, Boo Cooter. I appreciate the new memberships. Emily,
Let's
Janae,
get it.
what's good, man? So it's March. It's March, Rob.
Oh yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
March. It's heating up. The portal is heating up.
Mm-hmm.
Coaching carousels heating up. Conference tourneys is done. What you thinking about the conference tourneys? How you feel about how they turned out? It was some surprises for me.
I mean, honestly, the biggest. Let me see. TCU won. I said TCU was gonna win. I think the one I was probably disappointed with was the ACC. I think that was one. Duke came out and came out a surprise. They actually like came and played together. But sometimes, when you get away from your setting and it's just you and that group, you ain't got no choice but to lock in. Because you can't go nowhere, right? You go from the hotel to the stadium back to the hotel. So you lock in more. So I'm not gonna say it surprised me, but the way they won against Notre Dame and took care of business against NC State, that's what surprised me the most in there. The other games before that, I mean, it was what it's supposed to be. So the SEC, you know what I'm saying? We did what we're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Put that BTA on that. The Big Ten, it's hard to beat a team three times. That's just flat out. It's hard to beat a team three times in one season. So UCLA had to get one of them games, which I thought they was going to split. I really truly thought they was going to split in the regular season, and USC was going to win the title. But it ended up UCLA won the title, so it is what it is on that part.
That ain't where you supposed to lose that game at though.
You know what I just said? I said you're supposed to lose it before you get there, so you can win the championship.
You can't lose the one that mattered though. You can't lose that one that mattered. To me, you just can't lose that one that mattered. Now you got UCLA in there they're on a high as far as like if they see them again.
I wouldn't say necessarily say they're on the high. It's just more about the bracketing, right? That's what they're gonna get screwed at. Is now where they'll end up trying to put USC and South Carolina in the same bracket for no reason because of that, right? That's what I don't want, right? That's the only thing about that loss that it hurts me the most. I mean, that I don't like the most is that they're going to try to put USC in the toughest bracket, and so it don't make sense in that realm. That's all.
Okay, we're gonna see how these brackets shape out.
That's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on selection, to get here to see what these brackets really look like, so we can really get into like, all right, what it is, this what it ain't.
This what it is, this what it ain't.
But I'll tell you this, because I've seen people talk about, y'all talking about this last night. My biggest thing when it comes to March, right? Guards win in March. But the biggest key that people got to realize is defense and post play travels. If you don't have a post, a post player or a wing that go get you a bucket in the post, you fraud. You ain't winning nothing.
Right. So and I know y'all keep on saying y'all don't got no bigs. Y'all don't got no bigs. We got 7 of them. What we don't have is a 6'7" big. Did y'all see our bigs stood up?
But see,
We
here's
playing good basketball right at the right time, and
listen
we
what I
still
said.
haven't played our best basketball.
Yeah, listen what I said. You got to have a post that can go score. So y'all have 7 of them, but we got them in. They can go get them in varieties of scoring in the paint. And if you got somebody that can go score in the paint, you're gonna be a problem. You're gonna be a problem in March and
Oh
April.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, no, I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about
Yeah,
the people that's been in my chat all year, all year. Y'all ain't
yeah.
got no big, and I keep telling y'all we got 7. We don't have 6'7". We got 7 bigs that do that score that are versatile. They don't all do the same thing. They not all gonna
Like,
score the same way. When they come in, they all have a different purpose.
for anybody that's saying that, do you just watch Corey Kits? You just see what she did, right?
No, because they been thinking that Chloe was some kind of was the weak link of the team the whole time, and not recognizing she been building all year. Kid been building for 2
I,
years.
she know what time it is. Hey, listen, one thing about great teams, they might play suspect in March, but teams that's been there to the championship game, they understand how to come together at the right time to do what they need to do. And that's why, like a team like Iowa that a lot of people sleeping on, they gonna upset somebody in the tourney because
Oh
they
yeah,
got
I would take
the
somebody their shoes.
experience. They got the experience, and
Not only that, the chemistry.
they got the experience, they got the chemistry, and they got 2 post players, right? One of them from Colorado that play with Lauren Betts, right? That I know personally, and then they got the other kid that's there. I think her name Hannah, but they got hurt there too.
Talking about
It might not be.
Stokey.
Yeah, it's not Hannah. Yeah, but yeah. So they got two posters that gonna get you easy baskets, and those things resonate in March, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's like, however you seen the team play in the regular season, they not playing like that in March. I promise you that, because the
No, look,
refereeing get different. You gonna get away with more. You gonna get away with more physical play, and depending on what your team is and what kind of marketability your team got, you might just lose just because of that. Because that's how refereeing is in March.
well, not only that, look at the refereeing. So to me, what I saw in the SEC tournament was they let them kind of play a little bit more in the first half, and then the
Mm-hmm.
second half they tighten up the whistles.
But that's always if you don't come out in the first half and come out and establish dominance, it's a wrap for you. Because by the time you get to the second half and they start tightening up the whistle, you might be down 20. You might be down 15. It might be you're spending so much energy just to get back into the game that you don't have enough in the fourth quarter to finish. And that can be the thing right there. And so when you look at, and this is the part where I want people to understand is when you look at, especially on the women's side of March Madness, who sells who sells on TV? What team sells on TV? Who brings the highest ratings? That's who gonna make it to the Final Four. So you can argue to death about, oh, you think this thing, if they don't got a star player and they don't sell high ratings on TV, they're not making it to the Final Four. I don't give a damn what you're talking about. They're not, because they're about bringing the ratings, because that's how they generate the money. So
Now
you
you
look at
now
South
you get the
Carolina gonna be
business
there.
part of it.
South Carolina gonna be there. You can go ahead and book that. You can go ahead and book. UConn gonna be in there because they got to sell Paige Beckers and her being the number 1 pick in the WNBA. So UConn, I don't give a damn what bracket they gonna get into. They're gonna be in the Final Four. I don't give a damn who's in their bracket. You book that one. When you look at USC, they need Juju, because Juju's gonna be the face of when Paige leaves. That's the face. So she's got to be in there. Now who's the 4th team, right? It's gonna come down to UCLA and it's gonna come down to Notre Dame, right? Notre Dame players have more star impact than Lauren Best has it for UCLA. That's why you put Notre Dame in. I wanted to break that down because you asked me about it last night, so I had to break it down today for you.
Yeah. Where, how does Notre Dame beat UCLA?
Their guard play beats them because they can neutralize they can neutralize Lauren, right? You can let Lauren get whatever they want. They guard players where they got. That's where they're going to beat them at, right? They don't have nobody that can. They don't have nobody that can guard Hidalgo. They don't got nobody that can guard her. She
Oh,
go, yeah. They ain't got nobody that can guard her. And then Citron, she's gonna hit at least 3 threes. So they don't. UCLA biggest problem is they don't. If you get shooting threes, they don't have nobody that can neutralize you from making threes. Like they can't match you 3 for 3 because they're not a really good shooting team. They can do things off the bounce, but they're not really a good shooter. If you tell them to pass, kick, and shoot that ball, that's not where it's at. So
well, it's gonna slow down. This thing slows down. I don't know. Like Donna said, it's levels to this. You
yeah,
win at this level, and then you win at this level, and then you win at the next level. But it's a lot of teams that shooting threes. Are three balls traveling? Tennessee, what they gonna do?
that Tennessee, I got them going to Elite Eight, and that's about the highest I can see them going because their 3 ball is they're going to get cold. You know what I'm saying? That's what they got to depend on their defense, not the threes, their defense. If they defend at a high clip, they can make it to the Final Four. The problem is that they're going to run into somebody that they're going to play that brings higher ratings than them that people want to see. And so the referee is going to slide to them. That's what the issue going to be at. I don't think they're going to hit enough threes to beat a team because they're going to. One thing about Tennessee, they're going to go through that spell where they're going to go 0 for 6, 0 for 7, 0 for 5 in a span. Is can you capitalize when they go for that 0 for 5 from the 3-point line in that span? Because they're gonna miss 3 to 5 threes in a row. Can you make a run while they missing those threes?
Wait. You said they gonna miss 3 to 5 threes in a row?
Yeah. In a tourney.
That's too many threes in a row to miss, Rob. That's too many threes to miss in a row.
Just watch.
You be down 8. You be down 8 to 12 points right there. Missing 3 to 5 threes in a row.
That's how Tennessee plays, right? They got here's what Tennessee got to do. When they're pressing, they got it. Like I love they press, but sometimes they press out of control instead of in control. What I mean by this is they don't press to be in control of. If you make a silly play, they can take advantage of it and score layups. They look for the play hectic to shoot threes and turn down layups. Like every basket matter in the tournament. Like you can't just turn down shots. But they've been playing like that all season that it's just a second nature to them. And that's what's gonna get you hurt because you run into the right team where they don't care. They just want a basket. They don't care if it's a 2-3, they just want a basket, right? You're gonna lose those games because by the time you miss 3 in a row, you're down 10 points. Because they might have a 2 to 4 points on you already. You're gonna be down 10.
Missing that many shots, Rob. It ain't that many shots. Look, and so like
but here's the thing.
You're not at Marshall no more. What else
do
you
do?
do?
I'm gonna say this last point. I'm gonna say this last point about Tennessee. The biggest problem that Tennessee is gonna have in March, the game slows down and they want to speed the game up. That's gonna be their biggest problem.
So that's my question for you. Kim Caldwell, you're not at Marshall anymore. What can you do? What have you prepared your team to do all season besides shoot threes and press? What are they gonna turn to? Is it Talaysia Cooper?
You got to. She has to go to another level. She has to. That's Tennessee's biggest chance. She has to go to a different level. Well, a lot of people don't understand this. No matter how a team played before they got to March, they're not playing like they did in March because everything slows down. And that's why when you got big time players, star time players, they're going to get the calls over people that's not stars. So can somebody elevate their game to match who are they going to play? Because who is Tennessee probably going to match up with? That's going to be the key. Who's in their bracket? Then I can break it down. Every team they're going to play, and I can tell you how the matchup can go once the brackets come out.
Okay, so
I don't know what Tennessee looks like if the game has to slow down and it comes to a half-court game. I just don't know what they look like because all season they try to play in a full-court game. You can't do that in the tournament.
With the parity in women's basketball right now, can a team with 1 star win the championship with 1 star?
Who's the star?
Like Notre Dame has 1 star.
Okay, but what's the team and what's the star you referring to? That's the difference.
USC and Juju.
yes, Juju can. My biggest thing is what's the road they're gonna have to go through.
Right now, it's I mean, if the bracket stay like it is right now, if the bracket stays like it is right now, I think they have to be. Let me. I don't want to turn on line. Let me pull it up. Hold on.
Because the only, really, truly, the only thing that could beat Juju is if a team has a star and a halfway star. Like they got a star player that can match Juju, but they got to have a half a star that can get them over the hump. That's really the only thing that can really beat them, right?
In a bracket right now, if this they would have to be uh look like Cal, Mississippi State, Kansas State, Missouri State, Ole Miss, Michigan State, Oklahoma, Michigan, NC State, Iowa State is their first bracket, and then they would have to go through
Mm.
UCLA. UCLA probably come off this other bracket.
UCLA, I think they're gonna put UCLA on the
People
opposite
think
side of that.
LSU could. Some people think LSU could get UCLA out that bracket. I don't know.
Hell,
Um,
can get UCLA. I got UCLA losing to Notre Dame, so I ain't worried about that part. When you look at USC, if you talk about that bracket, stays the same.
so then USC would have. So then it would be back to USC Notre Dame.
Yeah, if but see now that is where I say you got a star and a half a star, right? You got your star player in Hannah, you got your half a star in Miles. That could cause trouble for USC.
Is Hannah still have a star? I mean, is Olivia still have a star? She got shown to be a defensive liability.
To me, I like Citron better than I like Miles. That's just me personally. Because I feel like she takes on the toughest assignments. When they need for them to make clutch baskets, she making the clutch baskets. If it ain't her, it's Hannah. Miles is out there. To me, that's Miles is out there. But I'm saying they're gonna in that instance, if that game was to match up, I'm still taking USC in that situation. The
Against
reason
Notre
why
Dame?
the reason why I'm
Notre
taking
Dame, right?
yeah over Notre Dame, I'm taking USC over Notre Dame. The reason why is because I feel like Kiki can go score in the post, which will give them some easier baskets, and the star power of Juju of who's gonna really guard Juju, right? It's gonna be Citron. But Citron gets in foul trouble, who guards her now? Because Miles can't guard her.
That's Notre,
That's foul trouble waiting to
Notre
happen.
Dame is gonna come in. Notre Dame is gonna come in like we beat y'all already.
That's cool.
Hannah's coming in like we beat y'all already.
It's
Right?
cool until Juju started putting 40 on you.
Different. So what?
It's all fun and games until Juju put 40 on you.
But I'm saying Notre Dame is gonna walk into the gym like Juju ain't putting 40 on us. She couldn't do it before. We put Sonya Citron on her. She didn't put 40 on them.
Listen to what I'm saying in this situation. Juju's gonna get more calls in the March Madness than what she got in the regular season. Because
what about Hannah?
Hannah's gonna get calls. Superstar players are gonna get calls in March Madness. That's why guard play is so. That's why guard play always wins in March. If the better guards that you got at March, the higher your chance of winning. And so that's what gives Notre Dame a chance that they got guards.
Who has the better guards?
Who has the better guards? Notre Dame has. Notre Dame has the better guards between the two.
So this is where I'm at with it. So if the guard play wins in March and they got the better guards, how do you say Juju wins the game?
Because Juju can go into the post. Juju can put them. She could play mid post. She could play from the wing. She could play at 3 levels, right? This is me personally. If I'm USC, I'm telling, hey, Ju, go to the mid post. They can't W. If you at the mid post, it don't matter who Notre Dame puts on her. So you get them in foul trouble, and she's gonna be living at the free throw line. She's gonna shoot between 8 to 10 free throws that game. That's what's gonna help them because they're gonna be in foul trouble.
I've been saying all year. That's how you stop Juju. Let her have a shot. Don't give her the extra point. Don't give her the and one.
Right, but a lot of times. But see, here's the difference from Juju last year to this year, right? Juju played a lot in the mid post. She got a lot of fouls. This year, she ain't got them calls this year like she was getting last year. That's been the biggest difference. If you don't put Juju at the free throw line, you got a high chance of beating USC. When you put USC at the free throw line, they tough to beat them because now any little ticky-tack foul, Juju going to the free throw line. It's automatic too.
I've been saying all year. That's how you beat her. Don't give her the and one.
And I'll say this, and people been keeping USC out of transition. That's really what the key is. Like if you keep USC out of transition where Juju can go one-on-one and really break a girl down and get to the rim, you got a chance.
So here's my other question. When does the coaching matter in March?
It don't matter to the Elite Eight. You don't like anything before the Elite Eight. Coaching don't matter because your star players gonna get you there. When you get to the Elite Eight, is when you really gotta you gotta dial in. It's gotta be a real true game plan, and because now you with all the BS that you can get away with before the Elite Eight is gonna happen. But when you get to the Elite Eight, it's gonna be like who can really coach. Now you're gonna learn who can coach and who can't coach.
Okay, and so now this is what we finna talk about. So now, with the coaches that you talked about, where does Gottlieb line up with against Ivy? Who makes the better adjustments?
USC coach don't really make a lot of adjustments. That's the thing about it. Notre Dame coach, she will make adjustments. And so if I had to give coaching versus coaching, I'm giving it on the Notre Dame side. Guard play for guard play, I'm going Notre Dame. If you're talking about who can score in the post, who can give you post play, USC. Star player for star player, I'm going USC. It's a perfect matchup to break down even for even. But coaching wise, I'm gonna go Notre Dame because she will make adjustments. USC, I just haven't seen her make adjustments in the big time games to go win games, and that's what's gonna really show in the Elite Eight.
Well, they wouldn't be meeting. They wouldn't be meeting to the Final Four.
Yeah, for sure. They wouldn't be meeting to the Final Four, but
the Final Four. And so I see you with the post play and the player that can go get buckets, but everything else you said is stacked up on Notre Dame's side. So that's a pick 'em to me. I don't know.
It's a 50-50, but here's what I'm saying. The reason why USC might end up winning this game is whoever's playing USC, whoever they get to play in the Final Four has to play before them, and that's going to determine that game. If they going to play against UCLA, or they're going to play, if they play anybody that's got star power that's going to be in the Final Four, they're going to make sure that USC gets in the Final Four. Because they want the ratings.
USC doesn't have anybody else in their bracket that should.
No. You're not getting. I'm talking about the other bracket, the other side. Whoever they're going to meet up in the Final Four, like whatever side they're on, whoever they potentially has to meet in the Final Four. If they have star power, they're going to try to make sure that Juju's there. So say for instance, right? UConn's in the other bracket, and they're going to have to face UConn. They're going to try to make sure that USC wins that game. So USC versus UConn for the Final Four is what I'm saying. I'm just using a scenario. I'm not saying that's what it's gonna be.
The way it's set up right now, USC doesn't have anybody that's gonna challenge for Final Four in their bracket. Like it's NC State is the 2, Oklahoma's the 3, Ole Miss is the 4.
No. Who's in the other bracket? Who's in the bracket? Either brother or brother.
UCLA will have to potentially go through a LSU or a Notre Dame to get to the Final Four.
Okay.
Potentially a Tennessee.
Okay, so they would end up have to go against UCLA or Notre Dame. Okay, so if they got to play, so just say for instance, it doesn't matter if Notre Dame or UCLA wins, USC is gonna win a bracket, right? So now when you get to, so now you're talking about the championship game, right? If it's South Carolina, who would you want to see South Carolina match up against? Right, that's what it's gonna come down to. If Paige makes it, who do you want to see Paige go up against? That's how they're gonna select the games to see who's gonna make it. That's the real truth because they want the ratings. At the end of the day,
I've been saying South Carolina versus UConn for months now.
Yeah, I mean, but they got to be on opposite sides of the bracket, though.
We'll see how they shake out. Right now, we could potentially go through UConn and knock UCLA off if UCLA makes it back to the Final Four.
Yeah, if UConn, like this, is how I picture it. I picture UConn and USC have to go against each other. And then Notre Dame and South Carolina gonna end up meeting each other. That's how that's how I had it slated. Or I might have it. Yeah, I had Notre Dame, South Carolina, and I had USC and UConn going against each other for the Final Four. That's how I had it slated.
Well, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Because right now, they got Texas in there at the 1. How you feel about?
Come on, bro. Get them out of there. They frauds.
But they love them though. Everybody been talking about Texas as if Vic is right here. Like it should be overall number one.
They,
Roy Harmon, Madison Booker. I don't understand the love, the love for Texas. I don't understand why everybody's so in love with Texas.
come on now. Come on now. We all know what's going on. We all know what's going on. It's because they don't want to see SC there. That's all it is. It ain't nothing else about this. They don't want to see SC there.
Everybody else from SEC though. Texas.
Listen. You can't take LSU because you look at LSU. If LSU didn't have what's going on with them, they take LSU. But because what's going on with LSU, you gotta take Texas.
We closed on LSU last week. So I'm glad we back at LSU and what's going on with LSU. LSU should be all fixed now. Right? Everybody should know it's gonna take Flau'jae, right? It should be clear. Come on, Rob, let's talk now. It should be clear in this locker room that this thing don't get done without a Flau'jae Johnson. You think they too confused?
They still look confused over there, man. I try to tell you this, but you know, hey, yeah, you have to see for yourself for the tournament time what it is. You know what I'm saying? So now that you know you can't get it done, you need Big Four. Maybe you might want to open your eyes, you know, but we'll see. And the crazy part about it is though, if LSU come in with their mind on and leave their egos at the door, they can knock off teams and be in the Final Four. They really can.
I had LSU as a team that could potentially be in the Final Four.
They can, but I don't know if they check the egos at the door because one thing about Kim gonna do something crazy to go win the game. Now, I give Kim credit that when she gets into the NCAA tournament, she ain't afraid to bench somebody. She ain't afraid to go play zone if she needs to go play zone. She ain't afraid to go press if she needs to go press. Or whatever matchup needs to in her favor, what she needs to go do, she ain't afraid to go do it. I give credit to Kim for that because she will go do it.
So, Kim Mulkey versus a Gottlieb potentially in a Final Four. What does that look like?
Give me Kim. Kim, listen. One thing I'll tell you about Kim. She'll double team Juju. Somebody else gotta go get it. She'll come out and trap every time Juju come off a pick and roll. She's trapping that. Somebody else gotta go get it. And I don't know if USC got somebody that go get it like that. Like I like Smith, the little freshman, but I don't know if she ready for that big moment. You know what I'm saying? Because when years in the past with Juju. Like Juju had somebody else that can go get it one-on-one. They can go get them easy baskets. This year, I don't know if USC got that one-on-one player that can go get you easy baskets. That can help Juju. I'm telling you right now, LSU gonna trap Juju. And every moment they got possible, they gonna go trap her. And they gonna make somebody else make a play.
So then it becomes, can Kiki dominate Morrow?
It's a wash. Because they both gonna get a double-double. They both gonna get a double-double. That's gonna be a wash.
So then it becomes the Michaela Williams show.
That's pretty much what it's gonna be. So the Michaela Williams gonna end up matching up against Smith. So what do you do, right? Who wins that matchup, right?
No, I like Smith. I like Smith as a defender. I don't know that her defense can slow MK down enough to make the difference in the game.
Right, but see the thing with Michaela Williams is she can be so much more dominant. They just don't use it in the right way.
Put the ball in her hand.
Yeah, they don't put the ball in her hand enough, but they also don't like me. When I got a big time guard, especially a guard that like to get to the free throw line, I don't understand why coaches don't put their players in the mid post and let them go to work because you can't double from the mid post. If you're doubling, you're giving up a layup or a wide over three, so you can't really double. Your player get to play one-on-one, and they get to the free throw line. I don't understand why they don't do it more, but you know, I'm not the coach. I just don't. There's some things in basketball just like, come on, it just don't make sense. Like, what are we doing? Which, gotcha. For me, I feel like Kiki can have a better game at USC. I don't feel like they use her enough in the right situations.
Okay. So and maybe we'll see that develop.
Hey, Coach Rowe, I know you saying Kiki won't get a double-double against LSU, but LSU don't shoot great from the free throw line. I mean, great from the three, and they shoot a lot of them things, and it's going to be a lot of rebound opportunities. That's the biggest thing on knock on LSU is they don't shoot it well, so they're going to give it. But
Ain't that what Morrow's specialty is? Morrow's there to rebound the threes.
right, that's what I'm saying. She gonna have it up with them because there's going to be opportunities. But what I will say with LSU, they might not make shots before they get to March. Some way, somehow, they start making shots in March. I don't know what it is or how it is. If you watch them the last 2 years, they didn't make shots before they got to March. When they got to March, it's like, oh, we know we in March. It's time to make shots. They start making shots. It's like, I don't know what happens, but when March comes, they start making shots.
That March shooting percentage show up, huh?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, it show up big time. You want to see a whole different another LSU team in these next couple weeks. They're gonna be like, man, where this team been at all year? They just start making shots.
I mean, well, this is what we've been waiting on. This is what we've been waiting on. I've been calling LSU the second best team in the SEC all year. I've been calling them the second best team in the SEC all year. Beat everybody except SC. So this is the LSU team that I'm waiting to see show up. Give me a dark horse. Give me somebody sleeping on. They can make it like Sweet 16, Elite 8. I'm not talking about they're gonna crash the party at the Final Four, but somebody that's like.
So my team that I'm really, I've been on Michigan, right? I feel like if things land the way I'm looking at it, I think Michigan gonna be one of those teams that's gonna crash the party. They can get to the Sweet 16. They could possibly make it to the Elite 8. Because I like their size. I like their size. I like the freshmen that they got on their team, and they could be a matchup problem for people against certain teams.
So if you say Michigan, if the bracket stayed just like they are right now, Elite 8, they would meet USC. What does that look like?
It's gonna be a matchup. But USC gonna end up winning that game because of Juju, but they're gonna make them earn it. They're gonna make them earn it for sure. And that coach is gonna make sure they play them in the half court. That's what I can say on that one. But Michigan is one of those teams that I like. Let me see. There's really not nobody out the SEC. I see LSU stepping up their play. Kentucky, yeah, it all depends on their matchups. Because I like Kenny Brooks. I just don't think Kenny Brooks has enough to get there. The Big 12, I don't really see nobody really like making noise. I know people think about TCU and Helly Van Lit, but they have a post player, so they have opportunities, right? Everything is about matchups, really. What matchups are you seeing in your bracket, which better determines. Like it's really hard to pick right now without seeing how everything is laid out of who can make what. Because I could tell you teams, but it's like, dang, what do they got really in front of them that they don't really have to face? That it's like, I can see this happening, and here's why. So this is just going off of I really got two Big Ten teams, and when it all breaks down, so I got two Big Ten teams, Ohio State and Michigan, right? Them the two teams that I really got that could surprise some people. Now I will give credit to North Carolina if North Carolina actually like plays like they play.
UNC, not State, right? UNC or State?
No, the regular UNC, the regular UNC Tar Heels. Okay, they can make some noise. They can make some noise that I think a lot of people don't expect them to make.
Okay. I mean, so I've been wanting to see North Carolina, but the last couple of times I wanted to watch them play, Renaya was hurt. Yeah. Renaya was out. The game I wanted to see them play, and then Usby was out. If them two players are out, to me they could. They do
need to be healthy. I think actually I give you a sleeper team. Florida State. I give you a sleeper team from the ACC. I give you Florida State as a sleeper team that a lot of people don't think about because they actually got two girls on that team that could carry them to the Sweet 16, possibly the Elite 8. But like always come down to matchups, right? But I take Florida State. That'll be a team that nobody's talking about. They can come in and.
So tell me what you think about my ACC sleeper team, Louisville. They got a 3-ball with Curry, Cochran is your post player, and they got some guards. They young, but they got some guards.
Man, they got plenty of guards. They can go get buckets. Like,
They got buckets.
I I
Is the
like
coach the downfall? Is the coach the downfall? What is the downfall there?
listen. I love that you. I love the Louisville team. I've watched them majority of the year. I thought they were gonna be better than what they were.
Me too.
I just truly think it came down to them having to find the right rotations. Right. The
Okay.
biggest problem, I think they've gotten better at rotations now. But at the beginning of the season, when you bring in that many freshmen, that many guards, and you try to figure out how to play them, I think that they're best when they play token, like a little token press, right? They're not really pressing, but they just doing it just to turn you, just to burn a little clock. That's when they're at their best. When they can play in transition, if you allow them to play in transition, they can beat you. And if you make it a half court game, they got guards that can break you down. They got some post players that can get some buckets.
Okay.
I just don't know if they can get you over the hump because they got a bunch of miniature guards. And some,
They are.
that could be the issue. You got too many miniature guards. Like some teams, you got like one or two. Like they got a bunch of miniature guards, but they can get buckets though. So I like Louisville. I just got to see what the matchups look like for them because they can surprise some teams.
Okay. Okay.
Especially if you ain't got no guard play. Yeah, they got you. They got you.
A lot of coaches on the hot seat. A lot of coaches on the hot seat, and then a lot of coaches already moving. A lot of coaches already moved. So Auburn's opened up. Houston is open.
Yep.
Wisconsin is open.
Yep.
I think
Mizzou.
Arkansas,
Yep.
Mizzou. Are we gonna see new fresh coaches coming in, or are we gonna just see the same coaches moved around?
I mean, I think what you're gonna see, I think somebody from the mid majors and HBCU gonna move up. The way it's going, right? Because what I think a lot of people forget about is like a lot of this comes down to recruiting. Like why some of these coaches are losing. They not recruiting a basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
They looking out for their friends and their buddies and putting players on the team that shouldn't be on the team. That's what they doing.
Is that what you think is happening?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I thought you was gonna say that they all trying to get the one superstar, and you
You
can't
can't
win
get
it
one.
all with just one
You can't get
superstar.
one. Once you can't get one superstar. It's just unless you got the bag to go get them. Nah.
Okay, so so you saying that some schools out here that just ain't got the bag to compete?
They just don't. And so when you don't got the bag to compete, you got to have the pieces. All the pieces got to match. And a lot of times you get in teams where they got a bunch of guards, no posts, or they go a bunch of posts and wings, no guards. And there's not a balance. A lot of these teams don't have balances, and that's why they're losing. When you start watching some of these teams, it's like, and if you actually look at the person that's on each one of these teams that got fired, they got a 20-point score on each one of these teams, 18 points or more on each one of these teams. Their head coach got fired. The problem is they ain't got nothing else around it. They can help them.
Okay.
And so when you look, especially if a coach get fired in the SEC, it's kind of like, what else can you do in the SEC, right? You got South Carolina there. Now you bring in Texas. You still got LSU there, right? So them pretty much are three big dogs right now, right? Next year, Oklahoma's gonna have something to say about that. Now I think Ole Miss could be better next year.
If they get some scoring,
right? If they listen, they literally one score away from really being a Final Four team because they gonna lock up something.
they are Keomi McMiller away from being able to or a player like of that caliber, right? Like somebody that's really that's gonna get buckets, right? I don't know Keomi is going there, so don't. I don't know that Keomi is going there, but I'm just saying they are one player like that. Keomi McMiller, a Talia Scott, right? Like I know Talia's officially like is gonna go into the portal, and I can't figure that kid out. She hasn't been healthy the last 2 seasons, and then she's in the portal at the end of the season. So I'm concerned there. This year, I think it's just the coach being fired, right? I think she stays at Auburn if Johnny's not fired. Do you see Johnny going somewhere else?
That's man, anything is possible in college basketball. Anything is possible. But I'll say this, right? When you break it down, a lot of these coaches got to open up their recruiting tactics, or And what I mean by recruiting tactics, the places where they recruit from, they feel like if they don't recruit from this certain area, everybody else ain't good enough. And what you will see is a lot of the teams that's gonna end up in the Final Four, that end up in the Elite Eight, they got kids from Colorado. So I know the teams very well. And so Colorado, as much as people knock on Colorado basketball players, Colorado basketball is really a hotbed right now for a lot of people. They got a lot of wings and a lot of post players.
Question.
And so, yeah.
Why don't they keep them in Colorado?
The coach. Okay. It's just as simple. The coach. Okay. Listen, could you? This is just me just being real. If they kept the players in Colorado, you know how dangerous the University of Colorado could be. I
don't know if people really think about who are the players from Colorado, right?
So let me just break it down. You got Lauren Betts, you got Baby Betts, you got Reagan Beers. So right there, them your 3 post players right there. Okay, you got Bree Chris that's getting ready. That's in the class of 26, the number 5 player in the nation. You got Brooklyn Stewart, who's going to Oklahoma next year. Another wing, 6'3" wing. You want to go to guard play? We got guards that's finna go to Alabama. That's in the class of 25 right now. We got shooting. Van Sickle. She's going down to Texas. She's going to a Texas school. I can't remember the school she's going to. We got another wing that's at Texas Tech currently right now. We got a kid that's going to Kansas. Kansas is going to be a lot better next year, by the way. They got some talent and some guards coming to Kansas. That's going to be a super team next year. Y'all watch out for Kansas. But a lot of then we got a center that just went to Stanford. That's 6'4". But when you really look at the state of Colorado, like everybody that's been in the top, we've had at least 2 to 3 kids come out of Colorado that's in the top 30 every year, in each class. That has not went to the University of Colorado. Ain't even sniffed the University of Colorado. Don't even want to visit there.
But it's a Colorado State there too, right? Like
Colorado, you're not going to Colorado State.
Okay,
you're not. You're just not. Like you're not. That's South Carolina, like going to South Carolina State. That's what that is. That's what that looks like.
State is HBCU. But the one thing that like
but what I'm saying to you is that's how people treat Colorado State.
No, I get it. I'm just saying, like, it seems like these kids now are in some places, right? I guess it depends on your program. Some of these kids is like, yo, we're gonna stay home and win it for the state.
Yeah, but see, think about it like this. This is what bugs me the most about Colorado, right? For all the players that come out of university that's in the state of Colorado that they don't really recruit, you got Deion Sanders down the hall from you. You don't think he can get a big enough NIL deal to keep all these kids there if you really went out and recruited them? You don't think he'll help you go get him? Think about that logically. You got the access to pool that can get you the talent and the resources there, and you don't even utilize it. But what do I know?
You got to do that. You got to take advantage of the resources. Deion seemed like he's there for the kids. I don't think he would be like, oh no, it's just football players. You know what I'm saying?
Like he's on the team like that. Listen, his daughter's on the team, and they ain't utilizing it. You guess what? His daughter left. So what are we talking about?
Yeah, I mean. But I don't know if Bossy should have ever left out of Jackson State, right? Like
I 100% agree with you. I'm not disputing that at all. I'm just saying, just in general, when you look at things and you wonder why coaching ain't successful, it's like you got all these kids in your backyard and you ain't even recruiting your backyard. You going out to other, like you don't even gotta leave the state. Like you got everything that you need in the state is there. You need post players, you got post players. You need wings, you got wings. You got guards, you got guards. And you can't say you don't because guess what? How the hell do you think Stanford won most of the majority of these titles? They had Colorado players. So you can't tell me the talent ain't there. So that's why I say when people ask why people get fired, it's like because your recruiting tactics suck. You're not utilizing what's around you. You rather go spend all this money to go travel to farther places to go get kids when the kids that you need is already right there.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely,
And
absolutely.
it just
I mean, when you look at South Carolina, you look at they stay at home. They stay at home. If Talasia Cooper doesn't transfer, Staley has 4 local kids on the maybe in the starting lineup, but definitely in rotation at South Carolina. At some over these next 2 years.
you know what's crazy is I actually like the coaches at Colorado. They just do a horrible job at recruiting in the state of Colorado. I,
So, but here's the
I
other thing
actually
though.
like her.
So they hire a recruiter. So they get somebody to do the recruiting for you. You don't have to do the recruiting if you're not good at it. Get out of the way. Do what you're good at.
You know what the biggest problem is. It's Boulder, Colorado.
Okay. 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 All right.
It, it's it,
Colorado.
it's
If
a
the word of Colorado, then meets the eye. Okay.
yeah, it's just the culture piece behind that. So I'm not
Well,
saying that the kid. I'm not saying that you wouldn't have no problem. Uh, uh, when you recruit a Colorado kid, they're gonna have some swagger about them, right? They're gonna have some.
mhm.
I don't know if that coach ready to deal with like a Lauren Betts chirping back at you. She's 6'7", right? I don't know if you're ready to deal with a big Reagan beard, It's like I just don't know if you're ready to deal with that. Versus I'm gonna get this sweet kid that's gonna listen to me. She gonna clap her hand. I don't know if you're ready to really deal with them dogs like that. So
At the same time, though, they not barking back like they trying to bully you. They barking back because they want to be better. They barking back to get the best out of you too, coach.
right.
So, like, how do you handle that?
I'll tell you this:
Scared of
the
that?
real reason. Here's the real reason why kids don't go to Colorado. They don't go to Colorado because they feel like the coach cannot recruit the other kids to come to Colorado. You can't
Okay.
listen. If you actually, this is how dumb this is. If you actually go back and pull up Colorado premiered with Lauren Betts' team, you had one kid go to Iowa. That's still at Iowa. You had Lauren Betts. You had all the shooting in the world on that team, right? You could recruit that whole team and went to the Final Four with that team just by itself.
Okay.
Like, and then on top of that, you could have stacked on top of that team because the post players all went to Stanford, right? So you had the girl that could dunk. She was from Colorado. The girl that could dunk that was at Stanford. She was from Colorado. You had Ashley Prater, the shooter, the 6'4" wing shooter. She went to Stanford. Lauren Betts, um, Van Siegel, who went to Cal, right? Everybody on that team went Division One, and they all could have just stayed in Colorado and got it done. That's how bad it is. Is that they had a team full of Colorado girls that went and won nationals. They won a national championship in AAU at the highest level on Nike circuit, and you couldn't get not one girl off that team.
Shoot, I mean, if they go to Stanford, though, it's the quality of education they want, right? They want that Stanford on their paperwork.
Listen, that's how they look at Colorado. That's what. See, this is what people don't understand. Colorado tried to make themselves like a Stanford, like like the education, the brand, and this is why the football suffered. This is why the program suffered because they tried to make it where it was so hard to get into the University of Colorado until Deion Sanders came there, and then they changed everything, and that's why the enrollment is going up, and the people applying for the school has gone up. It's because they had to change things because they were trying to be Stanford.
Okay.
It
All
was
right.
trying to be
Okay.
hard. So when you talk about they're trying to be an Ivy League school in Colorado, and the same kids trying to go to a school like that, then that ain't the issue why they came there. Because you already academically wise trying to be like that. So what are they missing?
Well, they definitely made a mistake if they let all that talent get away. So let's because and I know we're gonna be wrapping up soon, but let's circle back around to these Gamecocks. Let's circle back around to these Gamecocks. What do you think is the main? And here's the thing that I've said this season is the stuff that people were looking at it like slumps. They're not doing this good. They're not doing that good. They were building and they were working on skill sets that they were gonna need in March and
Yeah.
April. So they didn't necessarily look perfect, but they were. But this is perfect timing for what for what they're doing. Um, who are you seeing as the leaders rising to the top to get this thing done? How do they make this run? What are your thoughts on South Carolina and how they peaking right now?
I think they're picking very well. My the thing that I love about South Carolina is everybody checking their egos, right? As much as like, she's had to sit Raven down to play other kids to get, things on the ball. It's a beautiful thing when you see people checking their egos, right? And they just all they care about is winning. Right now, South Carolina is hasn't even, to me, they haven't peaked yet. They're still on the rise to me, because they're still figuring out things in rotations, right? As much as you can be like, man, you didn't play the whole season, you still don't understand the rotation. What the rotation? They still figuring out game by game who's going to be in the rotation, who's not, who's going to play. I mean, you kind of could see the roles coming into play, the offense starting to adjust on who gets what shots and how many shots, things like that. But to me, honestly, I still want to see more from Pow Pow. I don't think she's giving enough. That's to
So
me
I think so. And is that offensively? Because to me, I feel like
offensively.
Papa's filling up. I feel like
Offensively,
Papa's filling up everything else. And so I was wondering how important is that to whatever they told Pow Pow her WNBA scout was? Like the
yeah.
three is there. You can shoot. You can score. Were they asking her to show that she can do all of these other things? Because I like what I'm seeing out of Pow from now. Could she shoot a couple more threes for sure? Could she score some more points for sure? But I'm liking the way that she's leading. I'm liking the defense.
I
I'm like,
mean, offensively, I just want her to be a little bit more aggressive, right? I want her to average 14 in the tournament, right? That's just me personally. I think 14 is a solid number for her. I'm not asking her to go out there and score 20. Just give me 14 because I know you're capable of doing it, right? You give me 14, Lay give me 12. You get 12 from kids. I think you working with something, right? You really working with something. I think Powell has done a lot on the defensive end and controlling the game for South Carolina and calming the game down, because there's some times where she turned down some shots. I'm like, oh, you gotta let that go. You gotta let that go. And she's bagged the ball out and reset the offense. So you can see the growth and the maturity from Powell, understanding time situations, which a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people take shots and be like, man, time situation, like we don't need it, right? Let's
mhm.
bag this out. Let's burn another 30 seconds off the clock. Let's burn another 20 off the clock. So I give Papa credit for that because she's taking that leadership role to another level. I just want to see more from her offensively. I just don't feel like she's been aggressive like she was in the beginning of the season. But that could have been a conversation they had with her at the end of the day.
How about Dowda? Have you been watching Dowda? I think Dowda's coming on right at the right time. I think she's getting
Yeah,
cooked
yeah, for
right at
sure.
the right time.
I think that the post play is definitely turning this corner. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Chloe Kidd stepping up. It just making the game easy for everybody, right? Especially when you get that high low big to big action. It's been a good sight to see, man. It's just South Carolina understands this March. They understand when it turns to March, nothing else matters. What you talk about, how many shots you ain't got and how many minutes you got, none of that matters. Only thing that matters is us getting a W at the end of the day. It don't matter who scores, right? And that's the mentality
Mhm.
that you love with South Carolina that a lot of people don't understand is a lot of these teams that's trying to get to a champion. And in reality, it's only 6 teams fighting for a championship. The rest of everybody else is just there,
Out
right?
there.
So when you look at the 16 that's fighting for a championship, who is going to be in that situation? Who's going to be the less stressed in that situation? It's going to be South Carolina because they've been there, done it, right? Who's the lights not going to get that bright for? And they understand the moment. South Carolina, right? Who's going to be the most unselfish team? South Carolina. So everything in South Carolina is working their way to being successful. All they got to do is just roll the ball out and let's play. Because I'm gonna take Don Staley over anybody. I just that's just me. But
Oh yeah, for sure.
I love to see Don Staley versus a Gino. Like I love to see that matchup, right? Because it's real coaching on coaching activity going on. So
Oh, you better believe it. What do you think about Sanaya Fagan in this tournament and the way that she stepped up?
she's gonna go to another level. She might
So
average a double. I think she's gonna average a double in the tournament.
okay. And let's talk about Sanaya Fagan from a standpoint of like WNBA stock. To me, her stock is going crazy at the right time. Sanaya Fagan to me is a player that can play on any team. Talk to me about it.
So it's not Fagan. Hey, listen, if you want your stock to be rising at the right time, you want it to be going in March. Because guess what? All eyes on you. Can't nobody say, "Oh, we didn't see this." We gonna see you against the best of the best, of the lead of the league, and do you show up in the big time moments? That's what we gonna find out, right? And so when you talk about WNBA stock, she could be a serviceable big in the WNBA. Now she gets on the right team, she might start, but for the most part, she's gonna be a serviceable big in the WNBA. That's how I look at her. She
Yeah,
can
I don't know.
rebound it. She can rebound it. She can knock it down an 18-foot shot. The biggest thing that separates, she make free throws. Hey, you playing right? Because just think about it like this: if I was to put her on the Aces right now, she can go out there and she can help the Aces right now.
You know what else? The elite passing. I think her passing is
Yeah,
so underrated, especially big to big passing. But the big to big pass between her and Chloe and her and Joyce has been phenomenal this season. Like nobody is talking about touch passes, bounce pass, and makes the right pass right at the right time. So I'm really, really, really proud of Sanaya Fagan right now, and I feel like Fago's her stock is going crazy right now, and it to me, to me, her stock is jumping off the page more than Erie offense right now, and jumping off the page more than Morals right now. And I know that to me,
I
I
mean,
think that she's showing more in her bag than them right now.
I'm gonna be interested to see who comes out in the draft because I know a kid like Hannah can come out at Notre Dame, but I don't think she's coming out. I think she's gonna go back for another year. So it's gonna be
You think
interesting to
you
see.
think Hidalgo could come out this year? Is Hannah
She
old enough
can.
to come out this year?
She can. She can.
She's not old enough this year.
She's eligible. She's
How
eligible.
is Hannah eligible? You got to be 22 and finish with school.
No, she's eligible. You can go at 3. You don't have to
I
graduate.
mean,
She can
yeah, that's
go.
right. 3 years at 22. Hannah's only a sophomore though.
She's been there. She's not
Hannah
old
was a
enough.
freshman last year.
They was just talking about this on the WNBA. What's the name?
Hannah's only 20, and she's a sophomore. Next year maybe next year she could come out.
I swear
I
they was
think
just
I
they
think
was just talking about
I
this.
think Foe could come out this year.
Folk could
Barker could
definitely come
come
out
out
this
this
year.
year.
Yeah,
I
Folk
think
could
Barker
definitely
could
come out.
come out this year. And if you Barker, do you come out? Do you leave UCLA?
She's got to have a good March. She's got to have a good March. And the reason why I say that is because next year they don't need her because they got baby Betts coming in. They don't need her.
Okay. Oh, that's who's coming out. That's who could come out of.
No, Miles can come out. Citron can come out. They both of them will probably be gone. They'll be gone.
I
Um,
don't know. I don't know if Miles got the
they
WNBA
was
body though right now.
they was talking about it on the WNBA show because they was talking about Notre Dame.
Hmm.
And they was talking about she could possibly come out, and I was like, I don't think she can come out, and that's why I had to ask that question. I'm like, would she come out if she's eligible? But it don't make sense for her to come out because the new CBA goes in next year, so I wouldn't come out.
Okay.
So
For me,
they
for
just
me,
doesn't make
for,
sense.
for me, Miles just needs another. She doesn't have a WNBA body. Like I don't know that she gonna put on a whole lot more muscle. She just doesn't look strong enough to me.
Miles just went through the motions this year. Like it's really nothing she can do in college basketball to get better. To me, that's how I look at her.
But can she? Is she strong enough to go play at the next level? What is she gonna go in the league and do with a Jo? With a Chelsea Gray? Like these are
She's
the
not.
these are the guards she going up against, right?
But you gotta ask yourself when you look at her in college, what is she gonna really do to get better? That's the real question.
But it's not her game that I want to get better. What I want is her body to get better. And I'm
But
just
you can,
saying I don't know
but
that
that,
she was healthy last season in the off season, right? So
yeah.
I just feel
But
like
see,
she
that's
was healthy
something.
off season.
But that's something you can do during the season, right? You can get better. I mean, you can get stronger during the season, right? The prime example is that Cece, right? She wasn't that strong coming out,
Yeah,
and get
but
what?
but
She
Miles, but
started, she
Miles
started
ain't
pumping
no.
everything they tell you not to do in college with women, and don't be pumping the iron and all that. Yeah, you gonna start pumping when you get to professional.
Yeah, but let's be real. Olivia Miles ain't CC. No matter what
Right?
CC did,
I'm not
CC
I'm
wasn't
not
gonna
saying
get
she
knocked off the
is.
team last year. Too many teams, like 36 people got drafted last year. Eight of them
Yeah,
stick. Eight of them stuck. Right?
yeah.
Like they call Olivia Miles like Magic Johnson. She's not Magic Johnson. She's a defensive
No,
liability, not strong enough.
she not
So
she
to
not
me,
Magic Johnson.
being a
No.
defensive liability and then not being strong enough has you closer to being off the team than it does to have you being on the bench and us developing you.
The only thing that's gonna save Olivia Mouse is they have another team this year, so there's gonna be more girls to stick. That's in this coming out the draft. That's the only thing that's gonna save her, right? She's gonna get naturally stronger because she's probably gonna go to a program. She's probably gonna go to a team that has their own facility, which is gonna make her lift weights, which is gonna make her get stronger. So, if she goes to a team that doesn't have a facility, she's gonna be in prop. She's gonna be in trouble. So better hope she gets drafted to a team with a facility.
That's a good point. I wonder how many of the players that don't stick get drafted to teams that don't have facilities. I would
That,
like to
that
look at
yeah,
that's,
and that's what people don't be realizing. Like the only thing that separates the WNBA really is the teams that have a facility and the teams that don't. Like that's the biggest difference.
I mean,
That's
having a place to be able to go lift and work out and do what you need to do whenever you want to do it is different than I got to figure out where I'm gonna go lift and where I'm gonna go do something and all of that. So,
yeah.
great point. Great point. Let me see. Well, we had an hour. What you got for the rest of the day? When you on again?
So yeah, man. So I'm about to get off this show in about 10 minutes. I'm about to jump on, do my Colorado show, talk Deion Sanders, talk Colorado Buffs. So y'all want to pull up, talk about the Buffs, talk some football. Spring football is just started for them, man. Y'all pull up on me because we finna get this thing rocking and rolling. With my brother, Coach Dre, will be in the building talking about some Buffs.
Absolutely. I'm gonna have to get over here and talk some bus with y'all soon. Y'all make sure y'all are following Rob the Man Media on all the platforms. Give us likes, run them up on both platforms, y'all. We appreciate the support. We here every Wednesday at 12 o'clock. Tell us what's the hot topics y'all want us to talk about. Give us some hot takes to cover for y'all. We gonna start dropping the link and let y'all come up and
Yeah,
talk about
man. Yeah,
y'all comment
yeah.
y'all topic. So we appreciate y'all rocking with us. Until next time, y'all know what it is. Y'all stay tuned. Talk soon. We out.